Alright, so this video is about pre-qualifying your prospect before traveling. Okay, so just went to basically have an interview with a daycare center, the owner of a daycare center, and she had a lot of area rugs. They were really cheap area rugs. They weren't like, you know, thick or like large or anything like that. I think the average area rug was about a 5 by 5. Um, she had a few big ones that were like maybe a 10 by 8 or something like that, but maybe two of them were that size. But what I'm trying to get at is, how to qualify a prospect before traveling. Some questions that I ask before I like to travel is number one, um, who is your, or do you have a cleaning provider already? Do you hire a cleaning service? Because sometimes they don't even do that. They do everything in house. They have their workers, clean up and everything like that on a regular basis. So they don't hire out for a cleaning service. Another question I like to ask is how much do you budget for your floor care? Like, how much do you have for the budget? Um, and that's very important because if they don't have enough to pay for your service, then they can't afford you basically. So what happened on this visit, I walked around with the woman and she basically pointed out everything. I immediately noticed how small the rugs were, so I was in my head I was like about $10 a rug. She had about 13 or 15 uh, rugs of various sizes, so um, I quoted her 149, and basically I just wanted her to accept something like that so I can always have that constant, $100 every 3 or 4 months, coming from that one client. She immediately told me that she can't afford 150. She was like, is there anything better you can do? Now, uh, customers will always ask that, is can you give me a better offer? And from there I don't like to go no lower than $30. So I just went ahead and gave her the lowest. I said, well, we have a minimum, and our minimum is 119. Being that we do travel, I do have to pay my technicians and everything like that, and after you put all the numbers in, 119 is the lowest that we can go, so that way we can have everybody taken care of, and the company makes a little bit also. She rebutted and explained that she doesn't want all the rugs clean, just the major ones, the big ones that she cannot put inside of the washer and dryer. And I was like, okay, I understand where you're coming from. And basically, I agreed that if we're not cleaning all the rugs, just the big ones, we can do $89 a visit, which is very, very low. Um, I proceeded to ask, what what idea of a budget, you know, do you have for your carpet care, your floor care? And she said she only had about $50 or $60, or she figured it would be about $50, $60 per visit. Now, I'm not sure what your minimum prices are, but $50 or $60 just to drive out and spend about 2 hours, um, you know, carpet cleaning. That's to me kind of low and not really worth it. Um, but some cleaners I guess would do it. She said she already had a husband wife team cleaning for her, and the husband does the lawn care and the wife does the office cleaning. And she said that they charge her a lower rate than what I would charge her. She said mainly because they clean like 3 times a week, or she comes in and cleans 3 times a week. And I saw how big it was. She had about 4 bathrooms. She had 2 separate buildings. Each building was about 1,500 square feet. Um, so I would estimate that it would take me by myself about 3 hours just to go through. So she's charging less than $80 a visit. I would assume she's charging $50 or $60 a visit, which equates to about what, 150 a week. which is not too bad. I see where she's coming from. But at the same time, I would like to have accounts where I can um, basically, give that labor to someone else. I mean, I don't want to be that person. I want to make enough where I can pay a technician to go out there, take care of the work, and still have some type of profit margins afterwards. So at the end of the day, you got to make sure that the customer or the prospect can afford your services. Asking questions such as this, like, do you have a current cleaner? What is your current budget for your cleaning service? If they're open enough to let you know how much they're currently paying, that's a good sign or clue if they can even afford you. Me, in general, I only want office cleans that are 3 times a week minimum, with a $89 per visit rate. And the reason why I say 89 is because I need to have 2 technicians there, paying them both between $13 to $15 an hour. It's going to take them 3 hours each, so 15 times 3, that's what, $45 each technician. You're already at $90 right there just for that one site. So it's very difficult to try to get that person to stay with you if you don't have some type of consistent work and if it can't pay their bills. So I just hope that in the future there's better prospecting before traveling out. Fortunately, this place was no more than 10 minutes away from my location, so relatively close. But at the same time, I would have liked to know those answers before traveling. So she said that she would probably call me sometime next month. I'm hoping that she does. I did tell her, look, the lowest I can get you down is 89. I mean, after traveling and doing the work and everything, if I did it for anything less, I wouldn't have anything left in my pocket. And I also explained to her we did have lower prices, in the beginning of our services when we first started. But after a year of that, we figured how come we wasn't making any margins, because we were just charging too low. And I also expressed to her that, hey, different companies, different service companies, they have different levels of overhead, so she's probably dealing with someone who can afford to get paid, $10 an hour, $12 an hour, and still, make it out on top. Unfortunately, my service company cannot survive off of that. I expressed to her that, look, if the work doesn't amount to at least $90 worth of work, there's really no point in us traveling out. And she said she understood. So that's pretty much it for the end of this video. We got more prospects to handle. I'm expecting 1 out of every 10 walkthroughs. So this is the first one. Got 9 more to go. And it's a numbers game, obviously. So just basically wanted to report the first one, and I think it could have been avoided if basic questions were asked, like I was saying, such as, do you have a current cleaning provider? What is your current budget for cleaning? And everything like that. How often do you need your cleaning service? Do you need us 2 times a week, 1 time a week, 3 times a week, 5 times a week, 7 times a week? So questions like that need to be asked and answered before traveling. And that way, if they answer positive, like I said, if she would have said, hey, we need a cleaner every 3 days, we need the budget to be within, $90, I was hoping $125 or $150 a visit. And I expressed to her that, look, you won't need us every month. You'll probably need us every, 3 to 4 months. So you're looking at about 4 or 5 visits a year. And she still said that was out of her range. So it really makes me question, like, how much could she really afford, or how much was she really willing to spend on cleaning services, because really, as a commercial business, if you're not able to afford less than $100 per visit, like, that makes me question everything, because you don't want to do work and then suddenly they're not paying their invoices, because I even told her, hey, our invoices are every 30 days. So even after we get finished doing the work, you got 30 days to pay us. And, I don't know. Like I said, if those questions were answered before traveling, I definitely probably wouldn't have even driven out there. But you know, live and you learn. So I just want to get this video out there. I appreciate everyone watching. This is just, carpet cleaning business talk, or even just regular small business talk. So I'm going to go ahead and go. See you in the next video.